What's up, guys? It's Saturday, August 27th, and well, as of I think last Saturday, we are officially out of the old shop. We went down, picked up all the scrap and a bunch of stuff that was left in the parking lot from the move that we just had to kind of put outside. Everything's up here. We're kind of going through and sorting out, what we're keeping, what we're scrapping. We still have a lot of stuff outside to go through. It rained on us last night, but we've got, things like our shop sink, one of the bar feeders, our vacuum former, all the stuff for some of our pallet racks, car stacker, bandsaws. I mean, you name it, there's, all sorts of stuff out here. A couple of our chip conveyors for some of our machines, and some of the other stuff that we're going to get scrapped. Some stuff we still have to cut up and organize, stuff that we got to cut up and scrap. Tons of material still out here on pallets. I mean, this is just, lots of stuff to sort through and get organized and get in its place. So, figured, we're getting close to the end of the month. And, the move has taken quite a bit longer than what we had anticipated, not only for the actual moving, but getting everything put back together, getting everything running, waiting for, things to actually get finished on the construction side of things, and, inspections and all that. So we'll go in here, and this will be a little bit longer video than normal. Just because, like to be a little detailed. So this is our office / sort of kitchen area for right now. We finally got some stuff in here. So we've got Mary's desk over here. My desk, as of right now, is just a collection of junk. We're just kind of right now putting stuff in where it's going, not so much setting it up. So we're trying to put office stuff in the office, shipping stuff in shipping, so on and so forth. So this is one of our shipping desks that's kind of full right now of stuff. You'll see this theme a lot with horizontal surfaces just being covered in everything. So we'll go to the front door here for the warehouse and kind of start from here. So we've got some of our shipping stuff and inventory started to get back into some of our systems, truck brackets and things like that. I have to sort through all the boxes and find all the hardware kits and packing supplies and all that. This was our main shipping desk for our computer and our printer and label makers and hardware and stuff like that normally goes. So that's all got to get set back up. All of our shipping supplies are down here and up here. Got to set all that up again. This is sort of a assembly table that we use to put kits together and do QC on parts before they ship. Obviously, that's got to get all cleaned off. So we do have, this is our big fab table. It normally goes in the back, and then our granite surface plate, table saw, all that. But we have one of our material racks up. We have the other one that has to get put up here. We have our small material rack that's for smaller stuff that doesn't fit on the big racks, that all that has to get populated and put in here. We've got another chip conveyor, our battery backups for the servers, 5th gen Camaro cradles. I mean, there's stuff everywhere that has to get sorted through. This is our little manual lathe here. And then we'll have, once this drywall is moved, this is all the drywall for upstairs. There'll be a deck here that we still have to build out once the rest of the floor is epoxied. So we still have to accomplish that, which means we have to pull everything off of the bare floor, epoxy it, and then we have to be out of here for a couple days to let it cure because it is quite a pungent smell. So, but we've got, as of last night, we got our rotary screw up. We got our backup compressor, which also serves as an air tank for us. And then we've got another 80-gallon horizontal rotary screw that goes down in this area, and then we have a 300-gallon tank that's going outside on a pad. So our air system is almost up and running. Some of our breakers have started to show up. You can see them up here. So we've got breakers for some of the machines. We do have to run a sub panel and another transformer all the way across and down on that wall somewhere over there for powering up some of the machines. We've got most of this area cleared out for the fab shop. Most of this stuff is all car parts and stuff that we just threw on a pallet real quick just to get over here. You know, I've got LS intakes and big block intakes and all sorts of stuff that has to go up on here. There'll be more pallet racks along this back wall here for stuff that we don't use very often, our vacuum former, table saw, some of the bigger pieces of equipment that don't get used a lot. We're going to stick them up high off the ground, put all our welders and everything underneath that, and that'll take care of pretty much all the fab shop. So the chip conveyors for the 2 Mazaks actually come out the back this way, so we'll have easy access to roll the hoppers in for these machines. So that'll be kind of nice to have for these two. I think that's those 2 machines and the 2 in the very back are the only 2 that I have that actually have a conveyor that has to dump somewhere. So, and they've been making a big mess on the ground. So I've got to go through, clean all these up, kind of get the panels put back together. These slide out so that you can, you know, if you're short, I can reach these just fine, but I guess some operators can't reach those panels. The one on the other machine actually slid out during transport and is stuck out. So I have to fix that one, get that one running, same deal. The big Mori back here, again, it's got a big chip conveyor that comes this way, and it will come up right here and dump out right here. So we'll have this one. This conveyor goes under this machine, and then we'll have a nice, you know, walkway behind all the machines here for access and serviceability, all that. But we still have to get all that stuff moved around. I have to move all these conveyors. This chip pan system goes to this machine, so I still have to reassemble that, put it in place. I still have to level every single machine. No machines have been leveled yet. You know, they're all just sitting on their respective feet. But again, they're not ready to go. So this is a spare spindle for the big 2000 over there. We've got just pallets and pallets and pallets of stuff that we ripped down from the old shop. We've got a list of cabinets and tool carts and toolboxes and more toolboxes and more toolboxes and sticker plotters and more cabinets full of stuff and carts full of stuff and crates full of stuff and more toolboxes and more stuff over here. This is all auto parts, spare blocks. I mean, you name it, it's in here. You know, a lot of stuff's got to get resorted. There's our other rotary screw is hiding back here somewhere, so I have to dig all this stuff out to get to this with the forklift. Spare controls for one of our machines that we can use for parts, same thing here. And then we've got another section of pallet racking that's going to go all right here so that we can put stuff that we can't forklift since this area is kind of small. We've got some household storage just over here for now, but this will all be full of, basically the lower section will be workbench, the upper section will be storage for like these totes up here on the container. Those will all go on there. And then the manual machines, the mill, the lathe, surface grinder will all basically go right in here, sort of as like a little manual shop. So yeah, again, we've got a lot of stuff that we have to do. I mean, even just coming in, leveling the machines and getting all the coolant chips, the chip tanks all cleaned out, make sure they're sealed, make sure there's no holes in them, and get everything wired, plumbed. We're probably going to have to put our second panel and transformer somewhere right here so that it's, you know, meets code and everything is happy there with the clearance around everything. So we still have to do all that. And I'm kind of getting over a little bit of a runny nose, but the big thing I think that's affected us the most throughout this move is we were supposed to be out of our old shop. And sorry, I might just wander around while I'm talking because I'm sure you guys don't want to stare at the same thing for 5 minutes while I blab. So we were supposed to be out by July 31st, and that meant completely out, inside, outside, you know, walls patched, everything fixed, and hopefully most of the stuff moved in here. And set back up and ready to go. I was only planning on being down for maybe a week or two while we, plumbed machines and wired machines and got everything sorted and back up and running. And we didn't have the machines in here and placed. Well, the last of them from the old shop, we didn't have them in and placed until the 1st of August. And we couldn't really put much other equipment or anything in here until I think it was this mill, the other little mill, the big 50 taper over here, and these 2 lathes. So these were kind of all the last 6 machines or 5 machines that needed to come from the old shop, get put in here first, and then everything else, around this could get done or put in here, because we couldn't get in the way of the riggers with their forklifts and all that. So we had to wait, and that meant basically scrambling to make a path for them. They also had to come grab this shipping container. So this was our office at the old shop. It's kind of cleaned out now. I'll show you guys a little picture of kind of what it looks like. It's a little barren at the moment, just because we're trying to repurpose it for sort of another office. But yeah, it's just pretty barren. And so they had to grab that as well. And this was all the way in the very back of the shop, 8 feet up in the air on stilts. So getting to this, we basically had to clear out the entire shop. So we took almost the entire shop, put it outside, or moved it out of the way. They came in, grabbed the machines that are in the back, grabbed this, brought it here, and that meant that we still had essentially half of the shop left to move and tear apart, tear down, clean up, take apart. I mean, airlines, electrical, water lines, water tank systems. Since we had no plumbing or sewer in the old shop, we had water tanks to run our sink and clean parts and fill tanks and fill machines and things like that. So it ended up being 2 weeks of just slashing through all this stuff. Me and Mary, with a couple helpers here and there, but mostly me and her. I mean, we hammered through all this stuff. We were doing 1 or 2 trips a day with the flatbed trailer and the work truck. I mean, working crazy hours. I don't know what I would have done without her help, and some of the help of some of the other guys that showed up when they did. But in all that, I overdid it, and I messed up my back seriously bad. And a week ago, I was barely able to get out of bed. And even right now, just trying to walk around, it's pretty painful. I can lift up stuff here and there. Sometimes towards the end of the day, I start to feel a little bit better. But if I go too crazy, I'll end up re-hurting myself and put myself even further behind. I've been going to the chiropractor 2 or 3 times a week for the last couple weeks, trying to get everything re-sorted. I've got an inversion table somewhere hiding over here in the back corner that I've been using to try to stretch everything back out, and it has been getting better. But even picking up, old stereo receivers and boxes of cables and things like that has been very difficult for me to accomplish. And, as much as I told people, hey, this is only going to be a couple weeks, this is only going to be, maybe till the end of the month, or your parts are going to ship in a week or 2 or whatnot. I mean, that was probably best case scenario for how everything would have gone if I would have probably not injured myself and been able to, be effective or be efficient at doing all of this, without having to have help or just being basically useless as, physically as I am right now. Stuff would have gotten done a lot quicker. So, apologies for everyone that's been waiting on parts. I'm trying to get to stuff as quick as I can, but there's only so much I can do. I mean, even stuff like this, I usually can grab one of these totes or this hose reel and put it wherever it needs to go. But right now, I can't even lift it. So, and, being a, you know, a big guy. I'm 6'5", almost 300 pounds. Prior water polo player and swimming, you know, I'm in fairly good shape for my size. Being this injured and this useless is pretty tough. So bear with me. Like I said, we finally got some circuit breakers in. I've got some SO cord that we're going to run temporarily to a few of the machines just to get some stuff back running again until my back is better, so I can jump on the scissor lift and start pulling conduit and getting all of the machines finally wired permanently, and hopefully be running parts again, hopefully in this guy. This one makes most of our phenolic plates, adapter plates, and small parts, and this one makes all of our lid spacers and tub spacers for the Magnusons and some of the other large parts. I got to reset it up after the 4th axis is out, but we'll have hopefully this one and this guy over here, and possibly one of the lathes working hopefully by the end of the week. And as soon as I get the air system up, of course, because the lathes don't need air power, but the mills do. So we'll get those done. So here's some of the materials that I have to put back into those pallet racks, but I can't even lift half of this stuff right now. So yeah, it's been a fun adventure. Like I said, it's taken quite a bit longer than anticipated, from both my end and from everyone else's side of everything that has to be done. I mean, we didn't even have toilets in the building until I think 2 or 3 days, actually longer than that. I think it was like 4 or 5 days until after we moved in that we even had toilets. So we've got toilets, we've got sinks. We had to put some mirrors up. We got our shop shower in like a week ago, so that's been nice, working all the long hours. We can take a shower here if we need to. They just did, I think Thursday, they finally came and trimmed out the doors, and it's been, basically a month since we moved in, and we're still waiting for construction to basically finish. We were supposed to have all the floors done by the time we moved in, but we were waiting on construction guys to be done, and obviously that didn't happen. So now we're going to have to do 3 times the work, because all of this has to get moved. This all has to get moved. All of this, all the drywall, all the shipping, everything has to get moved off of the epoxy, or off the bare floor, to do the epoxy. So we're going to start getting stuff running out the door again, as far as orders and parts, and wait till we have a little bit of a lull to get that done. So that's not a massive priority right now. But I figured, rather than write out, big explanations again on, hey, this is what's going on, to get an understanding of what I have to do to get this place up and running again. It's not like I have, 5 or 6 employees that I can point and shoot and say, hey, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do this. It's basically me and whatever I can get help with from Mary or a few friends that I have that can come help. So, trying to get it back up and running as quick as I can. I haven't made any money in like 2 months, and this has been insanely expensive for not only the move, but also the downtime and paying for everything to get done here. So we're trying to get back to work as quick as we can. I'm not trying to, put this off any longer than I have to. So with that being said, that's, I guess, our August end of the month update. Hopefully next video will be a lot more floor space and some machines humming in the background. So hope everyone has a good weekend, and yeah, talk to you guys later.